Ladies and gentlemen of the media, thank you all for your responding to the clarion call of the Wulomei, overlord of the Gadangme state, of true Gadangme tradition and culture at this moment in the history of Ghana, our motherland. On behalf of Shiche, Wulomei to the 33rd, I welcome you all to this brief interaction geared towards making right the wrong of some Gadangme sons and daughters who should know better but allow political bigotry to get the better of them, to lead public officials and undiscerning traditionalists into appending their signatures to very sacrilegious statements composed exponentially in a bid to pleasing practitioners of imported religions while demeaning ours. The knowledgeable framers of the Constitution of Ghana, realizing the essence of the worship by our ancestors bequeathed to us, readily accepted and duly enshrined the importance of the values of traditional and cultural norms in their supreme legal document of the nation under Article 11. Tradition and customs are important to the people so much that when these are taken from them, they do not only lose their identity but cease to exist as well. Thus, in their wisdom, the ancestors made it clear and holy the position and stature the people in whose hands the spirituality of the people should always be. Hence, the traditional chief always remained relegated to affairs which are cardinally administrative to the people in their communities. A chief can only attend to affairs and decisions bordering on spirituality only and only when he has been initiated as a spiritual leader of an acknowledged temple. No chief can take up or be compelled to take up affairs or decisions of spirituality of the deities. Any such act frowns on the status of the ancestors and does not only constitute contempt but sacrilegious. It must be carefully noted that the role of the body known as the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs in its purest form in the affairs of the Gadangme people is only administrative function. Certainly, it is devoid of a final and utmost mandate for making and repealing enactments, regulations, and performances related to traditional and customary functions on the spirituality of the Gadangme people. The GARHOC may have enjoyed the liberty to engage in processes that may lead to peaceful ends for the people, but it cannot do such without consulting the spiritual guardians and the supreme spiritual leader, also known as the overlord of the Gadangme state. It is therefore worthy to note that the decisions by the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, which touches the very core of the laws and spiritual regulations of the traditional Lent period of the Gadangme people, cannot be compromised. The placement of a ban on drumming, whistling, public mourning, or funeral events and noise making are cardinal aspects of the traditional Lent and cannot be mitigated by the wishful political by some politicians who are in office for a short period of time. Whatever was imposed on some of our traditional office holders at the Guggisberg Hall at Dodua on Thursday, 25th May 2023 is not binding on any Gadangme and can never be binding on anyone. Any interference of our customary norms and practices lies within the remits of only the laws of spiritualism of the Gadangme. who are led by the supreme spiritual overlord, Shiche, Wulomei the 33rd. It is extremely sad and very unfortunate that the Minister of Greater Accra Region, Mr. Henry Porter, alongside his compatriots, the MCE of Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Mrs. Elizabeth Saki, led a hurriedly constituted, funnily named faith-based organization, LDO, and Regional Coordinating Council, among others who are not members of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, orchestrated in a bid at demeaning existing customary laws of the Gadangme. Such a shame and sacrilege will forever linger for posterity that once upon a time, prominent Ga indigenes were at the forefront in an attempt to soiling our age-old customary practices that our forefathers have cherished and upheld. It must be carefully noted that the Regional House of Chiefs' role in its purest form is administrative. Certainly, it is devoid of the mandate of making and repealing laws when it comes to traditional and customary functions and operations pertaining to the Gadangme state. It has the liberty to engage in processes that may lead to peaceful ends. It should also be noted that the House is not a law formulating body and therefore cannot be used to circumvent the legally constituted bodies, that is, Parliament and Ministry of Justice and Attorney General. It has no powers and authority to frown upon the national constitution, which clearly supports our customs and traditions. It must therefore be noted that the decisions by the Regional House of Chiefs, which touched on the crux of the laws of the land of the Gadangmes, especially ban on drumming and noise making, cannot be binding on us, a function which is only within the remit of the Wulomei, overlord of the Gadangme state, Nai, and other Wulomei, who are custodians of Gadangme cultural and traditional rights. The fact is that the Regional House of Chiefs does not have the authority to make and unmake laws relating to ban on drumming and noise making. They do not have the mandate also to make decisions that border on the regulations on banning of noise making. Clearly, the supposed meeting or press conference held at Dodua is a colossal undermining and disrespect to our offices as the only mandated persons when it comes to the subject matter in question. I, therefore, assert without fear or favor that decisions held at the said meeting is invalid, null, and void, and must be treated with contempt. If we deemed it that anyone who goes contrary to the laws on drumming and noise making, we shall hold them accountable and deal with them according to our customs and traditions. But I feel a bit amazed and amused when I see some of our Christian brothers and sisters behave as if staying 1 month only without the use of musical instruments and sound system will make them go to hell. I really wonder how technological advancement has taken away from the church the essence of worship, so much so that they feel powerless to pray and worship God. Did our forefathers commit any offense by receiving aliens with open arms and giving out our lands for church buildings? Did they err to give out lands to the people who today wish our traditions and customs never existed? It is time we, the Gans, were left alone to maintain our laws governing certain traditional and customary practices. Practices that are not obnoxious to both the spiritual and socio-economic well-being of the citizens. This is one of the hidden agendas to destroy the nativism and nativity of Gadalis. They have almost succeeded with the non-teaching of their language in schools in Accra. Against the laws of nation, most schools in Accra have banned teaching and speaking of our Ga language. We were practicing our customs and traditions long before the churches arrived. Even with the Orthodox churches, we had no issues. They readily abide by the laws of the land. It is the advent of the charismatic churches that has brought about all those confusions and conflicts. We will never condone and countenance any attempt to refurbish our customs and traditions. If the current civic, political, religious, and educational heads who are Gans are not ready to fight for Gans for whatever reasons, we, the people, will not stand alone to watch God die slowly. You can't do that to any Islamic religion or even do that to Christian religion and tell them how they should fast and pray. Why are they doing that to us as Gadalis? Are they taking our leniency as our weakness? In conclusion, I must state categorically that we, the lawmakers of our customs and traditions, distance ourselves from any decision taken at the meeting held at the offices of the Regional House of Chiefs on Thursday, 25th May 2023. As already stated, we shall not relent in our efforts to ensuring that the laws relating to the ban on drumming and noise making are adhered to the letter. By our beliefs, we dare you to challenge us on our customs and traditional rights. Questions we have to ask. Is the Greater Accra Regional Minister really a Ga? Which particular house does he come from in Gamashi? Are the faith-based organizations more superior than the Registered Christian Council of Ghana? If he is a real Ga, why is he negotiating with religious bodies on our customary and traditional rights?
About 3 weeks ago, Minister of Justice issued a letter purported to have been taken jointly with the Traditional Council. They set out serially. The following day, soon further the Minister of Justice. I'm still going on like that. 2 days later, after that meeting, Regional Ghana Traditional Council issued an authoritative response to the letter that emerged from the Ministry of Justice. Again, this particular issue was here. Then the regional minister, no one knows what motivated him. I'm only saying this as a result of the fact that, based on your suggestion, actually, the harm has already been caused. No Catholic one now argue. Mean the kind of form of meaning. Carry good work, even work for 20 good years. What if the Pajano to work? Okay, you make a Pajano to way of food in and the back the care about the ban on noise speaking, the Gamashi. I will take me cafe back or that down in more back a lift ban on noise speaking. Last day, what we would that down here. It's a major problem. You walk out and you can't have a considerable way. I'm a bra and you're fair. No, you go check the sheet, walk out at that way. Mantasini, whether politician you, whatever position you find yourself in, they back here as a senior guy. Any war, no one will ever there. Is it because I look tomorrow and therefore please I want to say on authority today. I get some be fair, some money your work that is home. They feel very uncomfortable. Go have it with us, they are liberty to leave. Yeah. But what do you also indicate further? Okay, when they are least sold, as far as it will be very difficult for us to review. But they are very difficult to live closely and journey with us. Thank you so much.
Going, some people will start, and that is why I said we are all what? Unique. Others will also start from 12, 13, but at age 19, if you have not menstruated, it means you are sick. It means you are what? Sick. You must see a doctor. Now the first menstrual cycle is known as menarche, or time of onset of menstruation, and it varies. I said it's what? It was varies. Okay. Now bleeding can last for 3 to 7 days. You see why you are unique? Yes. Bleeding can last for what? 3 to 7 days. Now from the first time you started menstruating, it came for 3 days. And it has been coming for 3 days.
This is Grace Sampo for Boajoa, and I'm a teacher at Holy Trinity Hotcast. I teach French, and then so far I think we've learned a whole lot of things today. Me myself, there are a lot of things I didn't know, but through what we did today with the girl child talking about hygiene and then menstrual cycle and other stuff, I've learned a whole lot, and I've learned that women, we are unique in our own ways, in our own bodies, so we should accept the way we are, and then we should make sure we keep ourselves clean, especially when we are in our menstrual cycle, and then also do a whole lot of things to avoid being pregnant. And when we get pregnant too, we should not drop out of school, but rather we should be in school and then learn, but we should abstain from sex to avoid being pregnant. So what we say to our mother, that it is a very, very good initiative, and she should continue doing it. As a mother, she opened her arms for us, and we also appreciate the education she has given to us today. So thank you, mother.
We also like to say a big thank you for this time as well.
Abigail na de tego mi wekeje hot cars school we me mene na opronye afi the second but was going about educate about menstrual cycles and issues. A chon ni bi ni sani wo use can only esani wo use as oblaye ni won geno feel a chon wo teenage pregnancy ni esani eya ni bi ni esani wo feel ni wo ya ashagba homi ni kechon ine no wakase pi ejake wona wo oblaye ni womba no she wole no konoko she kechon le no echon woni BP ni we are very grateful with the help of me King ni Taki Tekochu the second ni aha wo parts ke panties ni wo use in case of noko ya happen your school me
acho mi Kadija Yakubu minda na opronye afi the second heshi eya ke wateme kumeke ya ni fie momie wona pa mi oba ni minda King Taki Tekochu the second ke no ni eba han woni woba kasekede ashangba ho mi wo meni wateme wadakwe achon beni wabanya wanye ye ya ni fie momie na ba japat ke pants ke tissue ni wabanya wa use mi ke ya menya ameya ni fie momie ke fi amechi am ben ke ame mami me na me ha me pa na me wu
wa akemba bie mene ke nteshia ma wo wa ake mba na nyefe iyo ya ake nyefe hunye na mishe eja ke mene no ko ni country no ngodro mo na enye ebami ake ma ba bie ni wo kenye abana sande gba na kenye gba no jinno ko ni country no wa eja ke be ko ne we ntumonye no gane no hinte school ye gane no ni ke be she ni wo ba ya twa se wo teme ko me wa hawo ni bi na UF ko mo wonye tako na yu oje tako ni ye 4 she ko le mama kala ko print na ke fe po wole keke won use ko yen no ke ko ya pe no ke socks ko no keke oko be o use no de ke ni na ji no ko ni country no wa do menele na mi she wa ke nye fe nye kaseni ni nye fe no na cho nye ye bie ke no na ke nye UF nye ba chuwe ni mi sumo ni wo se bi ni man na nye fe nye dela ni nye te gbalami ni nye ye nye wuma hia da ni nye fe nye fo Koni nye bi ni nye ba fo amo amena mi she na me wo se amechogbe me wuji ye wo mane mi eja ke wo se mene ni dumo bi e nye temo ko ni ba dumo bi e neke wo ma kpa nye fai ni nye ko nye he no ojugba nye lebe ni nye ba kra nye he ni wo sa fie makuse ma be ko ni ma ba many ye school lo mba nanye ika sumo ni ma ba ni muko eshi school ake ko le enye musu be e fe ba she ke be e she oba nye musu ke mi she bo mi kpa nye fai no fe no na cho nye bi e ka fe follow e ya ke wo check Taki Tekochu ni je enyo ni ji gamanje le wunye sande gba e na wa ya ke to wo se nye fe nye cho gbe me wuji ye gane ro le we fata he ne wa wo ne ha wo ni bi na ehu e ko nu wo ke ba hanye ronye sumo ni nye wole igbele be nye wole igbele yo ronye iradon bi ane wo ba ha head of money leaders school say eko two school say ni yo bi Bishop Girls ke Otkas kenye ye leader ko alonye teacher ko wo ba ha nye menstrual emergency box ko no sanitary pad ni yo mi ke panties ni bi ni ke ko lo ba school ne ko le olohebe ni Omensis ba coach yo benke o class teacher abanye na jie ko yemi na ke ha bo koni o ka ya kon o ka chi o wolo ye class lo ya use
na o fa na mene bia no ba kaseni wa aka wo wie ye girl child hygiene ni ketcho na ke ni femu na mi mene wo kaseni even pad ni wo na ake most of the time when wo le poeje na kan she ketcho na ke mene ni kase mo ne wana boni awole jugba wana ni bi kokro melo ne sa ni wo fi otamo ni I use toilet roll ke won ya twise ke ni wana ke ehi ha wo ni wo be wo ba mi an wo hi koni wo use pad ni won da na obronyehin ake ha wo pad mene bi na ni e wo wo hwa ke ya tan e baba ne ba ha wo ko wo ke ira don
mi hanyo manye hu kenje Taki Tekochu eno mi denche mene ke wo ye bi be won celebrate World Menstrual Hygiene Day ni jibe na ke funshi ke ha ye ame kramo ame chuanse sanjin ke ni wo mene wo basla Bishop Girls ke Otkas ye Trinity yale mi denche ni wo ka me ba na Sandegba be na me ba kra me he keji amete chuase be na me ba kra me hu akayi ni wo cho egbe na no hu wo ke cho se ame ke ha teenage pregnancy aka wo fe wole aka no ji no komeni gba wo na ye wo be wo gan machine mi wo cho egbe ni wo ke ni cho mo ha me moko ba bia ke mini he wo no ko no ko ne ke fo no bebe ni mi ji oblayo fio ni mi ndato mo ame ni u gan na no he wo ken na gbeke bi la ken na he wona blofo ba ke challenges fio ni wonda ni wo hye ne ken age ne wo he kramo ke benike wote twa se ye musun sha eja ke wote me pi e wo follow ana egbe na menya me twon wo ne ken bi ne no be no ni wo wole no jino ni wo ke yigbe ni wo fio ni je fe ji no ni he e ko me ke wo te chuanse ne ke be no ba fe wo ba kra wo he menstrual pad po no wo ba na po e fe bo wo no wo use o mama wo fe wo le chemicals na ke print ne ke mama ji ne moko ye ke ba school ni truka ne ke ya pepe e akowolo e ke wo eshishi ni ji no ko ni e awa be pie be no ba da pe ke gba o fomo na ko fomo ni na no ha ni ke ni ne enwe no akemachu ne ke no chumo ne ni mene ji mi se gbiwa eja ke no chumo no ba chu e yo manye ojogba gbe ke bi enu wo ka me jue ke ni bi e o na ka me mi se na mo me ka se ni bi no wo gbe na ho e wo ha mo fe mo sanitary pad ni amehu ameke kra amehi woke we mo ha me ameke ba ha me nyemi me ke ni hu ni yo hia fe ke woje bi ene hu ebe won ya school se ko me ni ji ayalolo cluster of schools ame wan nye to mo 10 jo 12 ame wan le wo ya ha me adeka ko ni wo fe ake emergency menstrual box ni woke sanitary pad ke panties ni bi ni e ba hia me ke ji gbeke ko yete school ni oshina na ya ni na leja ke je ame family be ni sanefe ke be ne sanefio ke te school emi e ba nye ne na egbe ne ben ke ame teachers fo e na menya ame jie eko ke ha me ko na menya ame ke kra me efe no na ame akọ aje socks ye na ne no na ewo e ke we hihye ya ke efe le hingbele alo ewo loko ne ke nwa ni ne nwa mi mpo ni inki fe ye mi no ko wolu ewe hihye eji na agba wa no no ji no krede ewo ni wo chuo ne ke no chumo ne mi nda cho fele shiwa ke nwo mene gbi ne ekewo eja ke le gbelegbe da ni wonye wo fe no ni wo fi o ne no ke kle shida wo ke ha ngbo ni yo nwe na gbe ne wo check intakita ekochu wo fe wole benigan gbeke sande gba ena no wo no chumo ba chu ne leji money dan mo mi ojogba na ewo wo he wale na pia wo ni wo ba chu ne ke no ke shida ba le wo ba bi ni yo wa agbele egbe ife ale ni bi papa ni ke no de ba fe ye gan na efe ale wala e ke he wale na nye hishi na echu me ni hu wa wo me pi ji me ni hu wa wo shama me ka me smo ni acha me gbe me hu gan ka me twi no no fe no na fe ye gan ke ha gan gbeke ko he amesumo na me ka me ya wonda mo fe mo shi wonda me shi me ni hu ni nyenu wo ye nye ba sumo ni nye yenye bua wo ho e wonda nye sheja ke shi wo project eja ke won raise 1 million sanitary pad je menstrual hygiene day pe wo ba chu ne ke nu chumo ne shi e ba chila no ne ba chila no ko ne nye hye mo fe mo de ni kasemo ni yo mi ye hye be ke bi e fa de wonye wo introduce e ba fe nye na akpa ke shi je mo fe mo pole ake ayusos amele sanitary pad mo ko na ko egbe po ne ba use ko no awo ke ni ne fon wo no onye mi nyembo wo to ehun fe nye wa wo ni wonye wo raise ne ke 1 million sanitary pad ne wonye wo gbe ke bi fe no onye yira don
ye da bra fo me ye se ni wena me ba wo lo cha sino go back cha nye ya wo cha o ma de